Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at something quite unusual, really. We are looking at a 2013 release by Chronicle Books from their series of Prosperity boxes. And this particular one we are looking at today is from Star Trek the original series and is of Mr. Spock, and it is his Logic and Prosperity box. And this is the box that it comes in, if that makes sense. So it says Star Trek, and you've got the logo on the top of the box, and you can see you've got Mr. Spock inside behind the window in the bubble, and it says on this stand there, live long and prosper. It says Mr. Spock Logic and Prosperity box includes a book of logical advice and quotations from the USS Enterprise's first officer. There we go. So that's the front of the box. Now, before we actually open the box and take him out and have a look at him, I'd just like to turn the box around and let's see what we got printed on the back. Okay, so I'll turn the box around and this is what it says on the back. So it's got Mr. Spock's Logic and Prosperity box. It says Mr. Spock's adherence to Vulcan philosophy and his logical approach to life's problems can be an inspiration for us all. Meet difficult situations with calm reasons or an arched eyebrow with this unique set featuring a hand-painted bust of the USS Enterprise first officer, a display stand with an illustrated booklet of Spock's philosophical quotations, perfect for the office, mantle, starship, bridge, or anywhere else rational thought and tidings of prosperity might come in handy. It says includes Mr. Spock bust, display stand, and a 48-page illustrated book of Spock's logic and wisdom. And then you've got the Chronicle Books details there, and it's distributed in Europe by Abrams and Chronicle Books Limited. You've got StarTrek.com website address there. The original purchase price, which was $14.99 in the UK and $19.95 in the US. And you've got the barcode and ISBN numbers there on the side there. Okay, before we open up, let's just turn it to the side, and it says Star Trek live long and prosper, and there's a nice image of a very young Mr. Spock as he appeared in the original television series. And on the other side, it's another image of Mr. Spock, again a different expression, and it says Star Trek, and it's got fascinating. And obviously Mr. Spock there as portrayed by a young Leonard Nimoy from the original television series. Okay, so that is the box. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to open the box up, take it out, and let's see what we've got inside the box. Okay, so I've removed the items from the packaging, and this is what we've got here. So we've got the book here, which is the Logic and Prosperity box, and we've got Mr. Spock, and he's on the display stand here, and he's got his base there, and it says TM 2013 CBS APR, live long and prosper, and there is Spock giving his Vulcan hand salute, and he's obviously in his blue shirt with his science badge on his chest there, and it's not let's come in a little bit, let's have a look at that face. It's not at all that bad. It's a pretty good likeness of Leonard Nimoy overall, really. It's not too far away from him. It's it's not bad. I've just noticed that one of his fingers is broken off on there, so yeah, there's a little bit of damage to this one that we're looking at here, but I'll probably find that the finger's still sitting in the box, but there we go. So this particular one will need to have a little bit of a repair with the finger, which will obviously reduce the price on it. Okay, so that's the figurine, and then we've got Mr. Spock Logic and Prosperity book, and it says Mr. Spock Logic and Prosperity box, Chronicle Books. Introduction: half human and half Vulcan, Spock is a character of special fascination in the Star Trek universe. Raised as a Vulcan, he adheres to the philosophy of logic, discipline, and emotional controls. His appealing, rational, calm, capable demeanor, what we read as his Vulcan side, is particularly intriguing because we know it comes through careful control of his human side, which is presumably subject to the same emotional responses that we all are. We know that it feels like to be humans, and though we don't know what it's like to be Vulcans, we do know that emotional reactions are not always the best or most constructive ways of handling certain situations. What would it be like? Wouldn't it be better sometimes to channel your inner Vulcan and be more like Spock? A central principle of the Vulcan philosophy is the object to live as a purely logical being, and Spock commits himself to this principle. However, adherence to it is a difficult undertaking, even for purebred Vulcans, achieving through discipline, meditation, and a final ceremony purge of all emotions called Kolinal. Okay, I'm not going to read all of that because it does go on a little bit. And then we've got some great images here. It says, are you speaking scientifically or emotionally? Spock talking to McCoy. Being split in two halves is no theory with me. I have a human half, you see, as well as an alien half, submerged constantly at war with each other. I survive it because my intelligence wins out over both, makes them live together. If I seem insensitive to what you're going through, understand it's the way I am. Fascinating. These are great. Just the facts, Doctor. And these are actual images taken from the Star Trek TV show. Spock, consider your alternative, Mr. Spock. Scott, we have no fuel. What alternatives? Spock, Mr. Scott, there are always alternatives. I object to intellect without discipline. I object to the power without constructive purposes. And there is the Squire of Gothus. Vulcans do not speculate. I speak from pure logic. If I let go of a hammer on a planet that has a positive gravity, I would not need to see it fall to know that it has, in fact, fallen. Insufficient facts always invite danger. The Horta has a very logical mind, and after close association with humans, I find that curiously refreshing. After a time, you may find that having is not as pleasing as a thing, after all, as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true. You're a man of integrity in both universes, Mr. Spock. Random chance seems to have operated in our favour. Vulcans never bluff. Vulcans do not approve of violence. Being Vulcan means to adapt to philosophy, a way of life which is logical and beneficial. We cannot disregard that philosophy merely for personal gain, no matter how important that gain might be. Worry is a human emotion, Captain. I accept what has happened. A most curious creature, Captain. Its trilling seems to have a tranquilizing effect on the human nervous system. Fortunately, of course, I am immune to this effect. Doctor, I am well aware of human characteristics. I am frequently inundated by them, but I've trained myself to put up with practically anything. Change is the essential process of all existence, and live long and prosper. Really nice little book that is, and there's some great pictures in there from the original series of Star Trek. Okay, how well do these do? Well, to be honest with you, I don't think they've done very well at all. They didn't appear to sell very well. You never saw a great deal of many of these around. I don't know how well they did in the States, but certainly over in the UK, they were. You will find them in card shops mainly. They really didn't seem to be in any other shops. So unfortunately, they really didn't sell very well. Even in the bookshops, I don't remember seeing them in bookshops. The only place I ever saw these in the shops was actually in cards shops. So I really don't think they sold very well. I don't think that a huge number was produced because the demand just wasn't there. Certainly not in the UK. I don't know about the US. However, now we're talking 11, 12 years on, these items are now becoming very collectible and quite sought after. And, well, they don't come up for sale very often on the platforms either. And again, I think that's because of the low numbers that were sold into the UK market. So, yeah, they do pop up from time to time, but not very often. However, we at Minus Touch have managed to find a few. and they're currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you won't want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this item with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.